my car's been in an accident and it's about to be picked up soon. Red and Bart's getting repaired. Yeah, I love my steak. Beautiful. Love steak. This is to eat later. To get the rice not to stick to the pot, what I've found is you gotta, once you've cooked it, then just leave the lid on and just put it on a mat like that, and just let it sit for a while, and the steam will build up and it won't stick so much, and maybe just give it a quick stir. Now it comes out now and it's not sticking so much to the bottom. So if it sticks to the bottom, it's a nightmare to clean. It's nearly 4:30. I might as well go for a walk and a jog. Yeah, another great day in Melbourne. Going for my walk and jog again today. I currently do it not every second day, but a fair bit. Last summer I did it like crazy amounts. Sometimes I do it twice. Like when it gets dark earlier, it's a bit harder to do it. It's like you gotta, sometimes if you can't get to the gym, you gotta just substitute with some weights, or go for a walk or a jog, be out in nature. One thing I've noticed in life, you gotta realise that if you spend all your life on social media and all that, you're watching other people live, not yourself, and they don't have any time for your own life. So you got to realise that, just to make the most of your life. One thing I've noticed, like with bodybuilding, there's 4 main groups you can be in at each time. You can either be a natural person, someone who takes steroids, second, and then you can be slimming or cutting, or you can bulking, and there's also like you can do a clean bulk or a dirty bulk. And I'm against dirty bulking. I've tried that before a long time ago. I ate a lot of McDonald's hamburgers and pizza. I tell you what, there's a lot of fat in McDonald's hamburgers, and you can even buy like fish and chip hamburgers, and I used to drink a lot of full cream milk. You sort of weren't very strict with your diet. I used to have even protein powder, and I've even tried like the bulking protein powder. It's full of sugar and it's processed shit. It makes you feel like shit. So I wouldn't recommend it. This is where the kangaroos were yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, the day before that. Anyway, some tips. I've been like yesterday, I've noticed like if you get a good workout, the next day you're sore, and sometimes you can feel tired, but you just sometimes, I'd have to say, you just need a nap. Keep your protein up, keep hydrated. I've noticed coffee makes me feel a bit dehydrated, especially now that in Melbourne it's warming up. Yeah. But definitely my chest feels like it's grown a lot. You got to sort of pick body parts that you want to make a priority from now on. Like I'd like to work on the biceps and the triceps, and I'd like to work on my legs to get a bit bigger and the waist to get a bit smaller. I've never had the abs showing, but it's like you really have to really starve yourself to do it. Like have coffee with just water, tea, with no sugar, no nothing. You got to eliminate, it's too much out of your diet. It becomes not worth it, but you got to sometimes try it. Like if you can slim your diet right down, you can get really lean, well then you're in control of your diet. As soon as you want to lean down, you can just flip a switch and know what to do to lose 5 kilos or 2 kilos or whatever you want. Reduce your fat down to 10% or whatever. The weather today is 26 degrees in Melbourne. It's currently about nearly 5 o'clock. If any of you guys are just starting to go to the gym, I'd recommend to sort of make a split workout. It's what's right for you. You can follow other influencers like Sam Sullick and even what I've put on my first video. See what's right for you. Some people do a 4-day split workout, for example, and then on the 5th day they'll do either a full body, or they'll concentrate on what arms is, like say the left arm smaller than the right, they'll focus on that muscle group, or whatever. Say their weakest point is their legs or their calves or whatever. They use that extra day to train that muscle group twice a week. Some tips for you guys that are new to the gym is pretty much you gotta keep hydrated, gotta get most of your energy from sleep and food and your mind, not from caffeine, not from supplements. You gotta learn to push through the pain barrier. Sometimes it's good to just start lifting straight away and then just lift till you're sore. You gotta, when you're doing squats, make sure that you're getting plenty of air. Like I've squatted before when I've lifted pretty heavy, and I've sort of starved my brain of oxygen, and you can get a headache from it. And same with doing a leg raise machine when you're lifting up. The leg press, you can sort of hold your breath when you're lifting heavy weights. Whatever you're doing, you can sort of starve. You've got to remind yourself to keep breathing. Otherwise, yeah, you also can affect it the next day if you really starve yourself of oxygen. What other tips is there? There's it's a long-term game. It's all about growth a little bit each week. A good sign that you're growing is if you're sore the next day, and even a couple of days afterwards. That means when the protein's very important after that. At least after an hour of training, the protein becomes pretty important to recover quickly. You still need carbs, but not a ton of carbs. You only really need, I prefer to have heaps of carbs before I train. If I'm going to eat something sweet or full of fat, it's best to have it before you train. I like to always have a meal before I train. I don't like to train on an empty stomach. I think that's for if you're trying to lose heaps of weight quickly, but you can feel pretty weak if you do that, so that's a downside of doing that. I'll keep telling you tips in each video as they come to mind. It's hard to, there's a lot to the gym when you think about it. It's everybody, like you can't speak for everybody. Everyone's got a different goals. Someone might be leaning, someone might be bulking, someone just wants to get fit. Everyone's different. Everyone's in a different stage. Some people are lacking in different muscle groups. Some people they at the gym they just play on their phones and they're distracted and they're not. Everyone's got to work out what's holding them back from their success. You know, for me, like I'd have to say, you've got to you know, I find like with me, I've got to push myself in the gym. You got to you got to let go of all your problems in life and just focus on the gym. You got to, put it this way, you feel proud of yourself if you do a good workout. You walk out and you feel guilty, sort of a bit of guilt if you've done a crap workout. You just gotta sort of not be a girl and not. I say, I've written a few books and stuff. I say you can either be the crybaby or the fighter. So you've got to be the fighter. And I've learnt in life, like, a lot of people don't realize the big key to success is you either do or you die, or you sink or you swim. So you either rise to the challenge or you just be the crybaby, make excuses, make alibis. One thing I learnt from Mike Tyson is if you want to be the best, you got to train like the best. You have to be like an animal. You have to turn into beast mode. Nothing else matters. You got to just sort of have no emotion. You got to be like become a wild animal. You know, you just got to be savage. And a big part of success is training, being very fit, forming, you know, good habits, good routines. You know, training on the good days and the bad days. A shit workout's better than no workout. You got to just push yourself. You know, you are. If you want to be the biggest person, it's really got to be the one who is always at the gym. Doesn't need other people to hold their hands. They just go by themselves. You got to. I've really noticed, like, a lot of people say some things are talent, but it also is you have to like doing it. You have to enjoy doing it. You know, you have to. It's sort of like the gym is sort of a place of pain where you've got to put yourself in pain and sweat and get really sore, but that's just the name of the beast. That's the name of the game. Dinner time. Time for the last meal, steak with 2 eggs with some rice and broccoli and some kidney beans. Yum, yum.